Hey guys, this is Ray the Messenger, and in today's video I'm going to talk to you about life advice and why you should be careful who you're listening to. But before we get into the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed already, ring the bell, give this video a like. Let's get right into the video. At first I will tell you my own personal story that I had with somebody who gave me life advice who I should have never listened to. So back in the day when I was 19 years old, I was approached by a random guy in front of a nightclub, and he talked to me about like, oh, I'm going to show you how you can make a lot of money. And because I was 19 and naive and I wanted to earn some money, I was like, you know what, I'm going to listen to this random guy who was looking a little bit shady, but I'm going to listen to him. So I listened to the guy. He was talking a bunch of things, how you can make a lot of money, how you can get these beautiful watches and whatever and whatever. So and then later on I met up with not the guy but the person who was above the guy, because he was part of a network marketing strategy that the company was running, he was working at. So the company had a network marketing scheme, and their goal is to acquire as many people as possible, so some people will stick in the system and go on and sell more of the products that they want to sell, and 90% of the people actually make no money. So 90% of the people starting out network marketing, they're not making a single penny, so 99% not making any money. But I didn't know that at the time, so I was like, you know what, I'm going to go there and try it. And I quickly realized that it wasn't the thing for me. It wasn't the thing. So the people there were trying to pressure me into calling different people that I had in my friend circle and my social circle and sell them insurances that they actually never needed. So there were certain people that never actually needed insurance, but I still got pressure to do it. So they were implementing shady tactics. So overall the business was legal, but they were implementing shady tactics, and they gave me a bunch of life advice that I should stick to the network marketing, or I should do this and I should do that. And ultimately they only told me the things that they needed to tell me in order for me to make money for them. Because if you have never seen a network marketing scheme, it's basically, or a network marketing strategy, because you always need to differentiate between the ones that are illegal and the ones that are legal. But in my eyes, I would never go into that business ever again. It makes no sense in my eyes. But the people always are in a certain bracket, so they're in a certain bracket, and everybody who's below them in the bracket, if they sell something, the person above them in the bracket gets a certain percentage of shares. So the only thing that these people had in mind, so at that particular place that I was in, the only thing that they had in mind was, I want this person to sell anything to anybody, I don't care for how long, just so I can get more points on my own scale, and so I can make more money on my own bracket. They never actually cared about me. And how I know that? Because I've talked to them and I've seen different things that these people have done, and I've also seen one of the guys taking drugs. He was taking cocaine, and then he was driving around in his car while on cocaine. So you can tell that these people, they weren't legit and they weren't actually out for good things. So of course I'm not going to name them, but you can imagine that taking advice from these people, which I did back in the day, wasn't the best thing, because you have to be careful who you're listening to. Even if you're listening to me or to somebody else, I'm not up here telling you how to become a millionaire or whatever, because I'm not there yet. So I'm not going to tell you how to do that. So you need to be careful who you're listening to. You need to be careful who you're taking advice from, especially on YouTube and especially on platforms, because there are so many people out there who are talking a bunch of nonsensical things and who have fake watches. I was one time, I was at a certain conference or some kind of conference, and I've seen a bunch of people, and I noticed one person, he had a fake watch. So it's like it has become a common theme. People see different people on Instagram flaunting all these beautiful nice watches which cost a fortune and which 99% of people can never afford, and they just buy these watches, or they buy fake replicas of these watches. So everybody thinks, oh my god, that person has that crazy watch, so I need to listen to them and take advice. And then they take the watch and make some random YouTube ad, for example, and then they try to sell you different things and try to give you life advice. Life advice from people who have never actually done anything. That's why you should only take advice from people who have actually been in your own situation and who you can actually take their blueprint from and take their blueprint and apply it to your own life. For example, let's say if I would have been born rich and now I'm going out there and telling you the blueprint how you can become rich, that wouldn't make no sense. It doesn't apply to you because I was in different circumstances than you. And the same thing goes for every area in life. This is not only limited to financial things or different life advice, is also applicable to, for example, working out. Let's say there's some guy in the gym and he's trying to give you advice, and he took a bunch of steroids, and now you think if I do what this person does, I will get the same results. But that's not the case, because the things that he's doing right now at the point he's at only works because he has been training either for a long time or just because he's on steroids. So if you're on steroids, it's a whole different story. So it's not applicable. The advice is not applicable. Do not go out there and take advice from everybody, even if the person is famous. Even if it's a famous guy or somebody who you know, okay, I know this person is successful, so I'm going to take their advice. But always dissect the advice and always take the advice with a grain of salt and ask yourself, this advice, does this actually apply to me in every single context? This is what I did back in the day. From that point on, I started looking at what advice are people actually telling me, because if there's one thing that people love to do, it's giving out advice to other people, even if they themselves have no clue whatever the hell they're talking about. Because if somebody is giving out advice like it's bread for free, like it's free bread, then the person of course feels better because he's getting validation and he thinks, oh my god, I'm way smarter than the other people, even though it's not true. Maybe the person has read something in a book and now they're trying to tell you, oh, you need to do this, this and this in order to get some result that they've never achieved. Don't listen to people who have never achieved the things that you want to achieve and they tell you some things that you need to do. This is the wrong path and you should be careful. You should, especially right now, because on Instagram and every single platform there's so many posers. You won't believe how many people are out there who are fake as fuck. And who don't really are the person that they're portraying out there, because social media has become a place where everybody is only showing you the best things. The same goes for me. I'm also only going to show you the nice things, and of course some bad things. I'm going to be real with you, but of course I'm not going to post a picture of me how I woke up 7 or 8 in the morning, right? That's not the thing that I'm going to post, and neither do all the other people. They're trying to Photoshop the things, and maybe they're going to buy some fake watches, and then you see these people out there with the watches on Instagram and you're thinking to yourself like, damn, how do all these people have so many Rolexes? It doesn't make sense because they don't have one. It's just all fake. It's all fake to hypnotize you, to get you into their system, to sell you something, so you take their advice, their BS advice, which makes no sense. Everything that somebody tells you should come from a real story, and you should always question the person. Even when I'm telling you something, question, does this make sense what this guy is telling me? Is he telling the truth? Is he telling lies? Who is this person? Why should I listen to that person? Always ask these questions. Be critical. That's the thing that also I'm doing. I'm doing the same thing. If I want to learn more about a certain topic, I'm going to listen to somebody who's a famous figure or somebody who has a certain authority in that space, but then I'm only going to take the advice which I know is applicable to me. So for example, if you have somebody like I don't know, Warren Buffett or whoever the hell, like one of these random billionaire people, you cannot take their advice. Most of their advice doesn't make sense for you, because the things that they will tell you are things that are only applicable to them because they are at a certain point. Somebody who's a billionaire doesn't know how you feel. They cannot understand how you feel. So if an Warren Buffett tells you need to read 8 hours a day, because that's what he's doing, right? He's sitting there reading 8 hours a day of reports about different stocks or whatever the hell, I don't know. And if he tells you need to read 8 hours a day books, that won't get you where you want to be, right? You don't make money in the certain situation that you're in if you're reading 8 hours a day books. Or for example, let's say there's some guy who's taking steroids and he's telling you need to do extremely high repetition in order to build muscle. Do, I don't know, 500 sets of whatever the hell. And if you do that, that won't work for you because you're not on steroids. It just doesn't apply to you. You're not on steroids. You need to do different things. So overall, if you take one thing away from this video, only listen to people that actually have the authority to talk about what they're talking about, and only take the advice that applies to you and which you think will work for you. Don't listen to every single YouTube video about anything from certain people. Always question everything and only apply the things that you think will work. Yeah, thank you for listening. I hope this video was helpful for you. Like I said, I'm not a guru. I'm not some kind of guy who's sitting there and telling you how to live your life. I'm just telling you from my own personal experience and what worked for me and what I've noticed and learned from. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day. Until next time, goodbye.